Hello, fellas and ladies. Still doing the TIFFs, doing a big one today, thankfully. I got at least 10 more of these to go, and if that seems like a lot, it is. I did see 60 movies, but I'm not going to do 60 videos. I have a life, I say, as I admit I watched 60 movies at a film festival. So I wrote something on Bite Size Breakdown that's in the description that you can give a nice read and check out my rankings. Please, I worked hard on the rankings. Next up, I'll be reviewing the Palme d'Or winner, It Was Just an Accident, directed by Jafar Panahi, a very well-regarded Iranian filmmaker who's made films I love, like No Bears and Taxi, and This Is Not a Film. He is amongst many Iranian filmmakers persecuted and arrested for his stance against the Iranian government, and has had to, make movies in secret for the last, I want to say 15 years. This one included. It Was Just an Accident. It follows a man who kidnaps another man as he believes he was the one who tortured him in prison, only to discover he may have kidnapped the wrong guy, which follows a series of events in order to figure out if it was him and how to bring upon justice. This is quite the film. Quite the movie. Oh my god. It's just a movie that just has a chokehold on you, even after it ends, that you kind of can't talk after. You got the PR rep coming, hey, what'd you think? And I'm just like, oh my god. I think that's the mark of a good film. You don't have every answer instantly. But It Was Just an Accident. It's not that I didn't have the pieces together. It's not the most difficult movie to, know what it's going for. It's just that it's very effective. His criticisms in all of his films of the Iranian government is very detailed and very, to the punch, yes. But what I love about this movie is that it kind of has the plot line of a comedy of errors. It's very darkly funny at moments, but I would not call this a comedy. But you break down the structure in and of itself, it's this is silly. This is kind of funny. And yeah, there's some funny moments. There's a really funny bit involving security guards on a parking garage. But the movie is at its core very dark. It tackles very dark themes, very dark subjects. The movie isn't simply an indictment of the Iranian government. I think there's a lot of interesting moral ambiguity here, even if it's very clear that this is all coming from a place of extreme pain from the characters. Panahi does an excellent job of portraying that through his writing, but also through his direction. It all looks really nice. I wouldn't call it breathtaking, but it definitely has these really great tracking shots in one takes, which I can tell when a movie with one take and tracking shots are literally just there to show off, and this is not the case. It's very effective, especially in the final 20 minutes. Final 20 minutes of this movie are pretty breathtaking. Acting, writing, filmmaking wise, across the board, it's excellent stuff. And it drives home this point of the scars that are remaining in the victims of Iran's government. Do the scars leave? How can they resolve that? Is it even possible? And without giving anything away, I think Jafar Panahi also does an amazing job of showing how far a human being is able to perform cruelty. Whether it's just a regular guy who's broken or someone forced to do it by their government, how far are they willing to go? And what does justice even look like in a society that rewards unjust people? I think Jafar Panahi does a fantastic job of putting these all together in a very well-articulated package. A challenging film, even if it's very easy to, grasp. The ending is going to really stick with you. No spoilers, but I've seen different interpretations of the ending, some of which are easier to grasp than others. But I think my interpretation of the ending is really driving home the really heart-wrenching truth that scars just don't go away no matter what. They may heal, but they don't go away. In fact, that's even almost directly addressed early on in the movie. I do think this is an excellent film across the board in every sense. Dude, the invisible editing. I always love a film with invisible editing, where it's there's cuts sometimes, but it feels so seamless. The entire ensemble is excellent, all of which play this some level of desperation and fear and paranoia very, very well. Fahid Mobaseri is the lead of the film. He definitely plays with all the emotions that Jafar Panahi makes him play with excellently. Muhammad Ali El Samir is definitely another standout. He definitely gives some of the funnier moments, even if it's darkly funny and not ha-ha funny. Marianne Ashfari is also an excellent standout. She definitely takes a nice control of the movie in some points. Across the board, this is a very daring, excellent movie. It's one that'll definitely stick with you. I really am happy to see that this is catching on, especially thanks to that Palme d'Or win. And while this isn't particularly my favorite Jafar Panahi movie, I do think it's very easy to see why this is catching on the most, even beyond the Palme win. While it is a difficult watch, it is easy to digest it and understand where Panahi's head's at. And thanks to that Palme d'Or win, I do think this movie will catch an audience that maybe wouldn't have existed without it. Because I do think that there's something really valuable here. It was just an accident is more than its seething indictment of the Iranian government, but a film that dares to ask tough questions about what is morally correct and what scars are left of the victims of tyranny, all wrapped in a well-made and strangely, at times, funny package. I don't know if this is Jafar Panahi's magnum opus, but it's another excellent film and an excellent filmmaker's filmography, and I'm going to give it 9 Panahis out of 10. I think the Oscars for this movie is shaping in a weird way. I think screenplay is pretty secure at this point. I don't really see how it misses, and it's pretty simple to see why it would get screenplay. It's very easy to say if this movie gets picture, he'll probably get director. However, Neon also having no other choice definitely gives this a little bit of a weird path forward. Its nom haul is pretty weak. It's pretty obviously picture, director, screenplay, international feature, which, hey, that's fine. That's good enough in many ways, but when you have a movie like No Other Choice from the same studio vouching for not only those awards, but also like a couple other texts, plus like a director with a little more name attached to him, it's a little sticky. Definitely could still happen though. But Jafar Panahi is certainly on the table. I think this movie needs to succeed at the Globes, otherwise I have to cut it off. But otherwise, I do think that there is a chance of this movie, even if it's never gonna go beyond a bottom tier. If you're someone who watches me, you're definitely gonna watch this movie already. But if not, this is definitely a must see. It was just an accident. It is pretty fantastic. Like, subscribe, and share. That's enough for today.